The old Turner house loomed large against the harvest moon. It was a spooky sight. The house was a rickety Victorian mansion. Its paint was peeling. Its windows were like vacant eyes. Dead leaves skittered across the porch, driven by a chilling autumn wind. The air grew colder as the night deepened. The old house seemed to pulsate with a sinister energy. It was as if the structure itself was alive. It was waiting. It was hungry. The night was perfect for a haunting. 4 friends stood before the infamous Turner house. The air was thick with anticipation and a hint of fear. The moon cast an eerie glow on the dilapidated structure, making it look even more menacing. The friends had heard countless tales about this place, each one more terrifying than the last. But tonight, they were determined to uncover the truth for themselves. There was Max, the fearless leader of the group. Max had always been the one to take charge, his confidence unwavering even in the face of danger. He had a knack for rallying the group, making them believe that they could conquer any challenge that came their way. He was always up for a challenge, no matter how dangerous. His adventurous spirit was infectious, and it often led the group into situations they would have otherwise avoided. But Max's bravery was not without reason. He had a deep-seated belief that facing fears head-on was the only way to overcome them. Next to him stood Emily, the skeptic. Emily was the voice of reason in the group, always questioning and analyzing every situation. She had a scientific mind and a penchant for debunking myths. Her skepticism often clashed with Max's adventurous nature, but it also kept the group grounded. She tried to rationalize every creak and groan. Emily believed that there was a logical explanation for everything, even in a place as eerie as the Turner house. Her cautious nature made her the perfect counterbalance to Max's daring personality. Chris, the tech whiz, was ready to document any paranormal activity with his trusty video camera. Chris had always been fascinated by technology and the supernatural. He had spent countless hours researching ghost hunting equipment and techniques, and his camera was equipped with the latest gadgets to capture any evidence of the paranormal. And then there was Zoe, the sensitive one. Zoe had a heightened sense of intuition and could often sense things that others couldn't. Her sensitivity made her more susceptible to the eerie atmosphere of the Turner house, and she couldn't help but feel a deep sense of unease. She felt a shiver down her spine as she gazed at the imposing house. The stories she had heard about the Turner house played on her mind, and she couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Her instincts told her that something was not right, but she trusted her friends and their determination to uncover the truth. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was watching them. Every rustle of leaves and distant sound seemed amplified in the stillness of the night. Zoe's heart raced as she glanced over her shoulder, half expecting to see a ghostly figure lurking in the shadows. They had all heard the stories. Tales of ghostly apparitions, unexplained noises, and mysterious disappearances. The Turner house had a reputation that spanned generations, and each story added to the house's ominous legend. Legends whispered around campfires and shared in hushed tones. The friends had spent many nights recounting these tales, each one more chilling than the last. The stories had a way of drawing them in, making them both terrified and intrigued. The Turner house was a place of mystery and fear. Its decaying walls and overgrown yard were a testament to its long-abandoned state. The house seemed to hold secrets, waiting to be uncovered by those brave enough to enter. It was a place where the veil between the living and the dead was thin. The friends had heard stories of ghostly encounters and strange phenomena, and they couldn't help but wonder if they would experience something similar. Tonight they would find out if the legends were true. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, they took their first steps towards the Turner house, ready to face whatever awaited them inside. The night was just beginning, and the adventure of a lifetime was about to unfold. Old Man Turner had been a recluse. He lived alone in the house. Locals whispered about strange experiments. They said he dabbled in the dark arts. One stormy night, the old man vanished. He was never seen again. Some said he had finally opened the wrong door. They said he had been swallowed by the shadows of the house. Whatever happened, his presence lingered. It clung to the house like cobwebs. It was said that his tormented soul still searched for a way out. Tonight, the friends would confront the legend of Old Man Turner.
Ready to face your fears?
Max asked with a grin. He jiggled the rusty handle of the front door.
As ready as I'll ever be.
Emily said, trying to sound brave. She clutched her flashlight tightly.
This is going to be epic.
Chris was already rolling on his video camera. He muttered. Zoe just nodded, her heart pounding in her chest. They had made their choice. There was no turning back now. Max pushed the door open. It groaned like a dying beast. The sound echoed through the empty house. The air inside was stale and cold. It smelled of decay and something else. Something unsettling. The entryway was shrouded in darkness. The kind of darkness that seemed to swallow the light, leaving only a faint glimmer from their flashlights. The air was thick with the scent of mildew and decay, a testament to the years of abandonment. Dust-covered furniture loomed like phantoms in the dim light of their flashlights. Each piece, once a cherished part of someone's home, now stood as a silent witness to the passage of time. The group moved cautiously, their footsteps muffled by the thick layer of dust that blanketed the floor. Cobwebs hung from every corner, glistening like macabre decorations. They swayed gently in the draft, as if whispering secrets of the past. The intricate patterns of the webs were a stark reminder of the house's long-forgotten inhabitants. Josh, the air is so thick with silence, it's almost suffocating. It's as if the house itself is holding its breath, waiting for something to happen. Emily, yeah, it's like the kind of silence that presses down on you. Every creak and groan of the old house seemed amplified, echoing through the empty rooms and hallways. Max led the way, moving confidently through the house. His determination was evident in his stride, but even he couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The shadows seemed to shift and move, playing tricks on their eyes. Emily followed closely behind, her eyes darting nervously from side to side. Every shadow seemed to hide a potential threat, and her heart raced with every step. Chris panned his camera back and forth, trying to capture every creepy detail. He knew that the footage would be invaluable, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something was lurking just out of sight. Sarah, I just felt a cold spot brush past my cheek. It was as if an invisible hand had reached out to touch her, sending a shiver down her spine. It was as if something unseen had just exhaled. The temperature seemed to drop suddenly, and their breath became visible in the cold air. The group huddled closer together, their nerves on edge. And so, they ventured deeper into the house of shadows, each step echoing with the weight of the unknown. The house seemed to come alive around them, its creaks and groans forming a haunting symphony. They knew that whatever secrets the house held, they were about to uncover them, one shadowy step at a time. It looked frozen in time. In the parlor, they found a gramophone. Floorboards creaked ominously beneath their feet. Wallpaper hung in tattered strips. Each room was more decayed than the last. They explored the house room by room. A scratchy waltz filled the air.
Did you hear that?
Hear what?
I thought I heard someone whisper my name.
Zoe said, her eyes wide with fear.
It's just the wind, Zoe, relax.
But even Max couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. The house seemed to press in on them. The temperature dropped. The air grew heavy. The shadows seemed to dance and writhe. They took on sinister shapes. But when he swung his camera around, it was gone.
I don't like this.
She said, her voice trembling.
We should go. This place is bad news.
Zoe urged, feeling a growing sense of dread.
Come on, guys, don't be such scaredy cats. It's just an old house.
They found a trapdoor hidden beneath a rug in the dining room. It led to the basement. Curiosity got the better of them. They had to see what secrets the basement held. The air in the basement was thick and musty. It smelled like mildew and fear. The only light came from their flashlights. It cut through the darkness. The shadows seemed to recoil from the light. It was as if they were alive. It was as if they were afraid.
I found something,
Max called out. He was crouched down in a far corner. His flashlight illuminated a small wooden table. On the table lay a leather-bound book. Its cover was worn, the edges frayed, and the leather cracked with age. It seemed to hold secrets from a time long forgotten, a relic of a bygone era. It was open to a page filled with strange symbols and diagrams. The symbols were unlike anything Max had ever seen before, intricate and mesmerizing, as if they were calling out to him, beckoning him to uncover their meaning. As Max reached for the book, the floor beneath them gave way. It was as if the house itself had been waiting for this moment, a trap set long ago, now sprung. The ground crumbled beneath his feet, and he felt a rush of air as he began to fall. They plunged into the darkness. The descent seemed endless, a void that swallowed him whole. The air grew colder, and the light from above faded until there was nothing but blackness. Their screams echoed through the empty house, then silence. The house, once filled with the sound of life, was now a tomb of quiet. The echoes of his terror reverberated through the halls, only to be swallowed by the oppressive stillness. The old Turner house stood silent once more. Its windows, like empty eyes, stared out into the night. The moon cast an eerie glow, illuminating the decaying structure, a silent witness to the night's events. The wind howled through the broken windows. It carried with it the whispers of the past, a mournful song that seemed to tell the story of those who had vanished within its walls. The only sound was the creaking of the house as if it were sighing. Each groan of the wood was a reminder of its age, its history, and the secrets it held within. The mystery of what happened to the friends that night remains unsolved. They had come seeking adventure, perhaps answers, but instead found only darkness. Their disappearance became another chapter in the house's long haunted history. Some say their screams can still be heard. On quiet nights, when the wind is just right, the faint echoes of their cries drift through the air, a chilling reminder of their fate. They say their screams echo from the depths of the house. The walls, steeped in sorrow, seem to hold on to the sounds, releasing them only when the house is at its most desolate, but only if you listen closely, very closely. The house guards its secrets well, and only those who are truly attuned to its whispers can hear the faintest hints of the past. The Turner house remains a place of mystery, a silent sentinel to the unknown.